Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we ended up getting a brand new update for Battlefield 6. Obviously this morning we ended up getting the 1.1.3.5 update. This was like a 2 gig update. It wasn't anything too major, but of course it did include a couple of new gameplay updates. As their tweet says here, some smaller fixes and improvements ahead of season 2. This addresses some melee responsiveness, it balances some jet combat, various other things, some UI and some HUD elements as well. We went over the full patch notes a couple of days ago. If you haven't caught that video yet, feel free to go and check it out. But surprisingly enough, alongside this update today, Battlefield has also announced and revealed a few other new updates that are now live and some more fixes and updates that are to come as well, some of which we definitely were not expecting, so certainly nice to see. So first up here, we've got a series of tweets from this Twitter user here, Jeff, who's tweeting at Florian, or Drunks here, who's been super interactive on Twitter, talking to the community, always detailing what things are under investigation, what things they have planned and confirmed for upcoming fixes, basically talking about recoil still being incredibly wonky in this game, saying there's a bug claim of recoil being bigger than intended under certain circumstances, but it needs several posts to explain. So he goes through and he links him several different videos where shooting and recoil is just not adding up, and it's certainly inconsistent, which obviously makes gunfights then feel wildly inconsistent as well. And then Florian actually responds to this and says, thanks for sharing. These claims are correct. There is currently a bug with recoil compensation where the amount of input needed to compensate for recoil is greater than intended at times. We do have a fix that is ready for this on our side, and that'll be released in an upcoming update. So there are certain situations where you're going through and the recoil on your gun and how much you're having to correct to stop it from shooting into the sky is more than it should be, and it could be entirely random, which could throw off your entire flow there in gameplay. So again, something where gameplay just is not consistent in every single gunfight that you're taking here. Unfortunately, this is not something that was fixed with today's update. Florian was asked, is this something that's going to happen with this update that went live this morning? Florian says no, and he doesn't give an ETA as to when this should happen, but in an upcoming update, hopefully before season 2, ideally, considering that's just under a month away still, we'll end up seeing this addressed, because it's certainly going to throw off players consistently here because of the inconsistencies. We also have another response from Florian here for another update that is under investigation. This was posted saying, this happens very often with the RPG. I seriously need to know why and what is going on. Is there RPG bloom? Basically where you can go through and you can ADS with an RPG and it looks like you're on target, then the rocket doesn't go anywhere near where you quickly zoom in to actually fire it. Someone responds and says, I guess the ADS and the animation aren't lining up. Westy ends up responding and says, I get this issue a lot. At Drunks might be one for the team to investigate RPG shells not hitting a target at close range despite clearly being on target. Florian does confirm and say, if this is not a bigger issue, we are aware that zoom speed is much faster than how the dispersion decreases, which is likely to make you miss completely if you don't wait long enough. It's quite hard to read, but it'll be fixed. So again, confirming here that we are going to have an update to address this, where sometimes if you zoom in too quickly and start shooting, your aim, specifically with the RPG or launchers similar to it, could have dispersion issues that aren't catching up to how fast you're aiming, which throws off your gameplay again entirely. So some direct confirmations here that some pretty important aiming bugs are going to be updated, but no ETA. Could be an update, later this week out of nowhere, could be in 2 weeks time, could be with season 2. Obviously, as we get any other further confirmation from the devs themselves on what's getting updated, when it's getting updated, or if we have any official posts from Battlefield as well with actual patch notes, this is the place to be to stay up to date with everything going on in Battlefield. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay in the know. And if you guys enjoy the videos, we continue through some of these surprise updates that they've actually just announced and dropped as well. A like rating is always seriously appreciated, as it does really help grow the channel. So next up here, Battlefield Bulletin does report that it was announced earlier today, Double Weapon XP is going to be starting this upcoming weekend, January 22nd. Presumably it'll be lasting through the weekend. So if you want to take advantage of this, level up your weapons a little bit quicker. If you're like me, every gun is like in the mid-20s right now, and I'm just slowly progressing through trying to get them all maxed out, because the weapon XP earn rate is still pretty brutal right now. It certainly feels like a chore at times. So anytime there's Double Weapon XP, that's a win. We will have a new double double XP event happening on the 22nd. And then we did end up getting a few new posts from Battlefield comms with some surprise updates here. So this first one is in relation to the Battlefield Pro Battle Pass path progression. You may recall a few days back we talked about this being broken, where they ended up dropping like the Call of Duty Ghosts remaster skin, or like the copycat skin from that. There were issues with that pro path where if you didn't go through and buy tiers just by playing the game naturally, it wasn't guaranteed that you could finish the pro path, and so you couldn't get all the rewards for it even if you were just playing the game and doing the challenges, which obviously was a major bug. So they gave us a new update on this, saying alongside today's update, we've addressed issues affecting progression on the time-limited Battlefield Pro Pass. Due to an early challenge configuration, some players were unable to earn enough Battle Pass points through normal progression. In some cases, players used tier skips to complete this pass or had already completed effective challenges before additional points were added, preventing further progress. To resolve this, path rewards from the Battlefield Pro Path will now be granted to all eligible players with this update. So anyone who has Battlefield Pro is going to get these rewards. Basically, affected players can claim these rewards via their in-game mailbox. This ensures players who are blocked from completing the pass, including those who purchased tier skips or completed challenges prior to the fix, receive their intended rewards, even though the pass has since expired. So after this update today, be sure to log on, check your in-game mailbox when you boot up to the main menu, because if you are a Battlefield Pro user and you didn't complete this pass, then obviously you're going to want to get those rewards. So you have to go through and claim those, and then you should have that available on your account. So finally, some clarity and some solutions for this problem. And then lastly here, at least for the time being, you never know if Battlefield comms is going to post some more throughout the day before I end up posting this video. If there's any post-edit Zach inbound, we'll have to wait and see. But they also made a new update to escalation. They put this out this morning as well, saying escalation adjustments following the 1.1.3.5 update. With the release of this game update today, we've made a small follow-up adjustment to escalation informed by post-launch match data. Following earlier changes that extended escalation match length, vehicle activation has now been slightly slowed to better align with the longer flow of matches. This helps ensure full vehicle availability is reserved for rounds in which the two teams have a close fight all the way to the end. So if you played escalation super early this morning, right when this update went out, you probably noticed it was playing one way, and then they ended up doing this follow-up update, so that is going to change the pacing and the flow with vehicles specifically here, at least a little bit there. So a couple of new updates already live. We got some incoming updates with the double weapon XP later on this week, and then no real ETA on some of these other gameplay and control and aiming updates that are inbound, but we do know they are on the horizon regardless. So quite a few updates to look out for as well. Like I said earlier, when it comes to new updates being announced and revealed or patch notes going out, I'm going to keep you guys up to date with everything going on in Battlefield right as it's all happening. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay in the know. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.